Most of Doctor Who, including its spin-offs, is being added to BBC iPlayer, but there is one problem. Okay, so on the 10th of October 2023, it was announced that on the 1st of November, all of Doctor Who, that being Classic, all of its spin-offs, and Doctor Who Confidential will be added to BBC iPlayer for the first time. Some of you might be thinking, I thought Doctor Who was already on iPlayer, and yeah, it is, but it's only New Who, none of Classic Doctor Who. You previously had to watch that on BritBox or ITVX, and there was only, I think, Torchwood, and I think maybe Sarah Jane Adventures had recently been added on there as well. But now we know that Classic Doctor Who, New Who, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, Class, and Doctor Who Confidential will all be coming to iPlayer on November 1st, as well as a Doctor Who archive, which I'm not going to get into too much detail in this video, but I will make sure to have the article linked below. So I assume this means that on November 1st, or not long after, all of Classic Doctor Who will possibly be deleted from BritBox and ITVX, which is where I've been watching it recently for my Patreon and members-only classic reviews. Become a patron or a member to check them out, but I don't think that's been officially confirmed yet. I just assume that's what's going to happen. Maybe they'll stay on there as well. And I don't know what this means for international audiences. Maybe they're going to come on Disney Plus as well, but I don't know how likely that would be. But it would be good to give access to American and international audiences for them to see Classic Doctor Who and also stuff like Confidential and the other spin-offs as well. I think as far as I know, they could get BritBox in America, so maybe it just means it'll stay on there for them. But yeah, like I said, possibly it will be coming to Disney Plus as well, but I don't know how likely that'll be. I think for me personally, I'm most excited for Confidential to come back. I'm probably going to rewatch every episode of Confidential as soon as they're on there, because I do occasionally go back to watch some bits of Confidential, but the only way you can really watch them now is like on YouTube, which feels a little bit dodgy doing, but you know, that was the only way you could do it after they got rid of it. So now that it's coming back to iPlayer, I'm very excited to watch it on there. We also know that all the episodes that are coming to iPlayer are going to have accessibility features for the first time, including subtitles, audio description, and sign language, which is nice for people that need them and couldn't access them before because of that reason. But we do now know there is going to be an important omission from these classic serials on BBC iPlayer, as it has recently been announced that the first ever Doctor Who serial, An Unearthly Child, or The Tribe of Gum, however you want to call it, is not going to be coming to iPlayer due to rights issues. A spokesperson for the BBC said, "This massive iPlayer back catalogue will be home to over 800 hours of Doctor Who content, making it the biggest ever collection of Doctor Who programming in one place, but will not include the first 4 episodes as we do not have the rights to those." And this is basically because Anthony Coburn's conspiracy brain son, Steph Coburn, has denied BBC the rights to that first serial, as he is the son of the writer who wrote that original serial, and he has some sort of vendetta against the BBC, claiming that they killed his father and crazy stuff like that, and he's also just a terrible person. So that's really unfortunate that the first ever Doctor Who serial is not going to be there to kick off the 60th anniversary month, and that also puts doubt on something that I was going to talk about later on in this video, which I will get to. Now, as well as that, Russell T Davies has also recently made some comments that may indicate at the air dates of the 60th anniversary specials. But before we get into that, I first want to take a moment to thank my patron Challis, who's helping produce these videos over on my Patreon. And if you want to help support the show and get a shout out in my videos, I'll have the Patreon and also my YouTube memberships listed down below, and you can get early access to videos and exclusive reviews such as Classic Doctor Who and randomly selected New Who reviews. And also recently, Patreon has launched a feature that lets you join Patreons for free, and I'm planning on basically using that free membership tier as almost like a second channel where I just review other things or talk about other things that aren't Doctor Who related. You know, maybe I'll watch like a new Marvel show or something and I want to review that, but I don't want to put it on the main channel. So even if you're not able to pay for Patreon or my YouTube membership, if you do choose to join the Patreon for free, you will have that additional content as well, and obviously the option to move up a membership if you decide to in the future. But with that being said, let's get into Russell T Davies' comments. So in the latest edition of Doctor Who magazine, Russell T Davies has hinted at a few dates in November that will be significant, those being the 1st, the 17th and the 23rd. However, he has clarified that these dates are not air dates for the specials, confirming that none of the episodes of the 60th anniversary specials will air on the anniversary itself, the 23rd. So the first date that he hints at, November 1st, is likely referring to this iPlayer drop, with all of Doctor Who, besides obviously An Unearthly Child, coming to BBC iPlayer, along with the spin-offs. The second date Russell hints at, November 17th, happens to be the same day that Children in Need will broadcast in the UK, hinting at the possibility of a Children in Need sketch or special, or maybe even a little hint at the 60th during Children in Need. And obviously the final date that he hinted at, November 23rd, is the anniversary itself. But like I said, he did say none of the specials will be airing on these dates. So in my mind, this confirms to me that the 60th anniversary specials will probably be airing weekly on Saturdays, which a lot of people have been speculating and hoping for, and that they won't be airing over 3 consecutive days, like some people have previously speculated, including myself, as this theory had them at the 23rd, 24th and 25th of November. So right now, I personally think the most likely air dates for the 60th anniversary specials is Saturday, November 11th, Saturday, November 18th, and Saturday, November 25th, which if true, that means hopefully we will get some news and official confirmation of air dates very soon. But with none of the specials airing on November 23rd itself, and that obviously still being a significant day with it being the anniversary, what are we actually going to get on the anniversary itself? Now, I personally think we're probably going to get quite a few things because it is literally the anniversary day. I think it's possible we'll maybe get some sort of documentary. I know we've already had a couple of documentaries confirmed for earlier on, but a lot of those are like radio stuff or very specific things. Hopefully we'll get like a really big documentary on that day. But the main thing that I was expecting to air on November 23rd itself was the rumoured remaster and colorization of the first ever Doctor Who serial, An Unearthly Child, as that was something that had been rumoured to be in the works for a while and would be a great way to celebrate the 60th anniversary, as it was the first ever Doctor Who story. But obviously, like I said earlier, with all the stuff going on with the rights and Steph Coburn, that's very unlikely to happen now unless they somehow get it sorted out before, or they just ignore him and air it anyway and sort it all out after the fact. So now I really have no idea what is actually going to air on the 23rd itself and what is going to happen, besides maybe like a documentary, like I said. Maybe they'll do a rerun of An Adventure in Space and Time, but let me know what you think is going to happen on the 23rd itself if we're not getting one of the specials on that day. And if you want to know everything we know about the 60th anniversary specials so far, you can watch this video here.